Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. How's your Friday going? I had to think, it's a Friday. What a week it's been, what a week. So I'm just gonna take 1 second and see if I can bring me up on my laptop. Sometimes it works right away, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So if you see that red live button, that means we're live, and if it's not red, that means you're watching a replay, and that is just perfectly okay. I don't mind that at all. Actually, if you watch a replay, if you can just put hashtag replay, then I know that it'll allow me to see your feed easier, because I go back and read a couple of times just to make sure I haven't missed anybody or anything like that. So if you put the hashtag, then it kind of flags me so I can see that you've, hey Carol, we're gonna open up your Happy Mail in just a minute. So I have it ready. I took all of our names and stuff off the page so nobody can see it, because I don't like to show addresses on Facebook kind of deal. So I'm just waiting for a couple more people to hop on and we'll show all the fun stuff that you sent me. I can't wait to see it all. I kind of took a little peek-see, which I know is not fair, but how can you not, you know? I can't wait for Christmas either, so I'm one of those kids. I should say adult now, and I am an adult. I've been working on red dyed paper. Hi Jean, thank you for coming in. And so I've been cooking paper today. Hi Mary, thank you for coming in. We're just getting started here. We're gonna go through a Happy Mail that Carol Stinson sent me. And so I'll turn the camera down in a second, and we're gonna go through that. But I had this one piece that came out kind of, looks like it was ate up a little bit. So I won't sell something like this to somebody, but I'm going to use it in today's journal that we're working on for Cindy, because I love it. See, to me, this is extra money to me. So if somebody sent me this in the mail, I would be more than happy to get it than a pristine piece of paper. So hi Lori, how are you? You caught me live now, Jean. Yeah, that's awesome. Carol. Okay, so let's because this hour screams by. We'll see if Cindy, the other Cindy, if Cindy that's getting the journal jumps on, because I did take the edge to the sewing machine and put a fine edge around the top just so this doesn't fray. I did have a little bit of problem connecting a couple of spots, and I'll have to hand stitch that, but that's no big deal at all. So I'll hand stitch that, just because if I had done it beforehand, my sewing machine, even though I had this much room, this part wouldn't go through my sewing machine. So, oh well, gotta learn somehow, right? So, but I did do that, and I did get this beautiful card, and this was from Linda Martin, and I got this postcard. Isn't that beautiful? It says West Virginia. I think I'll put it in my book that I made from the retreat from West Virginia, and then a beautiful piece of paper that she put in. And if I'm not wrong, or if I am correct, or however that goes, this looks like it might have came from Jimmy Lou. And then some beautiful orange ribbon. So I got that in the mail. So let's bring the camera down. Hi Julie, how are you? Hi Rebecca, how are you? Live Happy Mail. I know, I love Happy Mail. So let's go down, and let me turn this light on. I forgot to turn that. And let me know how the lighting is, because I forgot to turn the overhead light on. So if it looks like I need more light, let me know. So like I said, this came from Carol Stinson. I pre-opened it, and I went like this, because I'm one of those sneaky little boogers that can't wait for Christmas either. I was never able to wait for Christmas. So it looks like there's some really cute baggie full of ephemera that looks like it's Christmas maybe related. And oh, look at this cute pickup truck. Isn't that pretty? So all of this stuff is gonna have a home, and there's a ticket and a Highland cow and a Christmas tree. It's just all kinds of cute ephemera, a bell. And I'm working in the Junk Journaling Jamboree. We're working on Home for the Holidays. So all of this stuff is gonna have a home in my book for Home for the Holidays. Look at that truck. Oh, isn't that cute? Thank you so much, Carol. This is awesome. This one, this is out of a cardstock. It almost looks like it might have been a, I don't know. Maybe she put it on another cardstock, but isn't that adorable? That is just cute. Cute as can be. And look at the snowman. I love snowmen. Almost my whole Christmas tree is snowmen now when I do my Christmas tree. We get a new ornament every year. And my husband and I have been together since 1985. And almost all of them are snowmen over the years. So our yearlies practically take up the whole tree now because I have like one of those pencil trees. So these are so cute. And I will definitely be using it. She made these tags, it looks like, and all of this stuff. And it says Christmas greeting to yours. How cute. Oh, and recipe candy cane pie. Ooh, we might have to try and make that. Pumpkin pie. I do make a good pumpkin pie. I don't eat it, but I make it. Let's see if this is my recipe. It says 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons, 2 ground. See, I sometimes use the canned pumpkin, but I like to actually cook the pumpkin that we usually get for Halloween and make my own pumpkin. But and the evaporated, this is actually, the only thing I do is I add, it says ground ginger, ground clove. I put nutmeg in mine. But hey, that's my recipe almost. And look at this beautiful piece of, isn't that gorgeous? Showing you guys the wrong side. That's beautiful. That'll definitely be on a journal. And this looks like it is, this might be going in the journal today. It's a pocket. So we're gonna set this aside. We might be adding that into the journal today. So that's super cute. Oh, and this is like a cardstock that has the Merry Christmas on it. Like maybe a cracker box or something. And envelopes that she's hand dyed or distressed. Look at that, Santa. So cute. And everybody needs one of these. Let's see, 7 plus, it's 15. 15 I can add. And look at all of this gorgeous papers. So like I said, this hour screams by, so look at these papers that she has put together for me to use. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love it, I love it. Even when they have like a print mistake, I never call it a mistake. I always still manage to use it. You know, when the printer does something like this crazy stuff, I still use it. I just cut part of it off and I said, oh, it was meant to be. Look at this, music note papers and poinsettia. Well, actually, I think that's not poinsettia. That's holly. And look at that. Oh, that's cute paper. All of it's cute. Oh, we might need that for today. I'm picking out the ones that she's done that maybe would go in the ranch and this feed bag one. Because I'm running out of ephemera. Oh, look at that orange. Orange is my favorite color, so these are great. Oh, love it. Love it. Okay, so let me put this stuff over here. Put it, I don't know if I can get it right back into the envelope just yet. I don't even know what I did with the envelope. Anybody seen where I put the envelope? Oh, here it is. So let me put that, well, let me put it on the envelope and we'll set it aside. And thank you, Carol, so much. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so, Cindy is here. Hey, Cindy. We're working on your journal. I did take it to the sewing machine like I said I was going to, and I did put a little edging around it. And I will have to hand stitch like a 1/4 of an inch there and maybe a little bit right here. But I think I pretty much have gotten the, can everybody see okay? Hi, Molly. Let me take a minute and say hi to everybody. Hi, Rebecca. Anybody I missed? Cindy came in, Lori. So I don't think I've missed anybody yet. But we did do all those papers, and this might have been the one that somebody was asking how I folded it. And all I did was literally take the paper after I cut it and folded it in half, and then folded it in half again the other way. And that way it opens up. And then I just decorated and distressed it. But I know that last week I had a question about it, and I'm like, which paper? And they were saying the one that from Justin, and I'm like, did I use a Justin paper? But yes, I did. I used the donkey. So we have that, and we put that together. And I think we got through the center. And I kind of worked a little bit off camera. This is that side bin, or that side swing that we did, and decorated that. And then we have Tim Holtz over here. And this is about, we still have to put something on this to close it up. And we made that. And I've got to decorate that still. And I did put my horse Johnny in there, and then I added the ranch eggs on the back. And I put this in this paper. But I do want to leave some of them blank so that Cindy can journal on it or decorate some areas herself, you know. So we still have a couple pages on the first one to do. And then we'll get to the second one. This needs a little bit more glue right here. So let me just glue the horse down before he stampedes away. So. But how's everybody's week been? I'm kind of confused. Some of you have gotten snow. We got, it's like 80 degrees. Oh my goodness, Carol, you're spoiling me. I love it though, thank you. It's nice to get spoiled every now and then. I was not spoiled as a child, so it's nice to be spoiled as an adult. This is really fun. Okay, so we did this. So I think we're going to just glue this pocket down. So I'm just adding a little bit of art glitter glue just to the edge, just so it will be a pocket. And this is that mulberry paper, and I just love it. It's kind of like a really beautiful rice paper. It has all of those beautiful textures and all of the, I don't know, I guess maybe mulberry. I have no idea what it's made of. So let's find something cute to put on here. And I was going to open this big box of all the goodies, but I didn't want to get them in between all of the other stuff. Now, I was gifted a feed bag that had this horse on it, and I love it. So I got it from my girlfriend's brother. Uses this feed to feed his horse in Missouri. So I think I'm going to add this in here, and it's kind of woven. Can you see how this one's woven? And these actually make great tote bags. You can sew them on your sewing machine. I'm just trying to decide if I want it to be on this side or if I want it on this side. I mean, it really doesn't matter too much other than I want to make sure we can get that barn in there. And we can. We're going to miss the hay. But I do have another one that I cut out. It's just almost like it. It's not as big. Where I cut it, I cut part of it off. So I think we're going to go ahead and use this one. And it looks like same thing. We're going to maybe miss an ear. So if I come out here and do it this way, I think this will be better because we can just rough this up and I can trim that down a little bit. And we're going to put a feed bag on a feed bag. How's that? I just love this horse. Love it. This is the color of my horse, except for my horse has a white spot right here. And his mane is kind of almost like that color. So let's get to gluing and cutting and all that good stuff. I tried cutting with these cutters on this paper, and it don't work very good. So I'm not gonna take that time and try it because I just did it and it did not work. So I am going to get pretty close to his behind here because I want to make sure that we get all of the other side of the picture in. And I'm not even going to care too much if it's not lined up because I want it to be kind of rough, you know, rough around the edges. So I am going to just trim the top off just a little bit, and we're just gonna kind of go just slightly around that little ear of his, and just kind of straighten that up just a little bit, even though I said I wanted it kind of rough, but you know, there's a difference between rough and rough. And when I was cutting this, I was really cutting it pretty rough. I didn't really want to use the whole bag because there really wasn't anything on the bag that besides these beautiful horses, you know, to really to catch out of it. So that's cleaning up feed bags. So anybody else? Hi Karen, how are you? What you been up to? Yeah, 73. I think it's almost 80 here today. Woo. Somebody said winter, and our bipolar Texas said no, it's not winter yet. It's still summer. So I think that's good. And like I said, I don't mind that it's going to be up a little bit higher. And we'll put lace around the back side of this paper to cover that up. So I am going to maybe try this other glue. It's a pH glue, but it's a little more runnier. So it's a little bit more wet. Whoa, see how wet that is? It's a wet glue. And it is called just the Alpha pH PVA art glue. So I got it at, I got it off of Amazon, but it is very wet. It's almost reminds me close to fabric tack, but white. So, but it will come out really fast. But I thought since it was kind of a woven material that we might need a little bit heavier glue. And like I said, this is a really wet glue. There's a dry glue and a wet glue, and this one's wet. And so let me see if I can find my little spatula. It's time to start scraping up the spatula too and get some of this glue off of it. All I'm doing this is so you don't feel those ridges. Kind of move the glue around a little bit. You don't want to feel like those big old ridges. That sounds like a commercial, huh? Something like a potato chip commercial, huh? Ruffles have ridges. So all I'm doing is kind of putting this down. And I got a little bit up there that I didn't need, so we'll just move that over here. And we don't need that on that end. So now we have this beautiful horse inside, and this is going to take a little bit to dry because this is like a nylon. But we'll be able to fold this back up after it dries completely. So we'll go ahead and we'll work on the back side and let that dry a little bit. And we'll find something to put on the back side. And then we'll put some lace around it. So I have, like I said, I have boxes. And here's my horse. I already put him in once, but we can put him in twice, right? See, this is the color of my horse. See, he has that white going down his stripe right here. And but he's that same kind of red color as that one. Sometimes he gets a little bit blonder and he gets a little bit more, his red kind of goes into a different color. But this must have been when it's swamped because his stall is quite swampy. It must have been after a rain. So what do we want to do? Do we want to put the horse in? Like I said, I've already put him in once, but we can put him in again, right? You love the horse? I do too. This is Johnny Thunderpants. I don't know what the horse's name is on the bag. I'm just going to put the trim off, and I'm going to get almost right to his ear. And this was his old stall. And we'll just take it down. Well, we're going to have to take it down pretty much where we're just getting his face. So just about, just under his little cute little snout. Boy, a horse's nose is the softest thing on the earth, I think. They can literally just pick up anything with that little tiny nose. It's amazing how they can just use that itty bitty tiny, this part right there, and they can just pick up the smallest item. Hi, Janet. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for coming in. And Barb, thank you for coming in. How are you? Hi, Jill. I didn't see you pop in. Hello. How are you? How's everybody in your house doing? I haven't asked you in a little while how your daughter's doing. Are numbers back up? Is she staying okay? So we're going to put him on there. I need to put him so you can see, right? And then we'll just kind of distress around it with them on. Let me open my board up so I'm not fussing with it and moving stuff and making such loud noises. With this glass top, I think you guys hear it more. And I'm sorry for that. But I'm just going to kind of center him on both sides. And then I'm going to use the art glitter glue for this because this is just paper on paper. So anybody have great plans for this weekend? I have, I decided to jump on the Whatnot train. And I'm doing my first Whatnot sell on Sunday at 3 o'clock Central Time. At least I hope it's Central Time. And if you can all join me and give me moral support, that would be great. I put a link on my page. Jimmy Lou helped me do that and get the link up. I'm not going to stop selling on Facebook. I'm still going to have my Facebook sale. But I didn't want to overwhelm myself by having it in both places, you know, in 1 week. So I kind of needed the inventory because I didn't have a lot of inventory to do this sale on Sunday. And hopefully I do it right and I get a sale. I don't know. We're gonna leave it in God's hands. So I'm really kind of just worried that I'm not going to know which button to push. That's basically the only worry I have is what button to push, because I've never seen it done behind the camera. And I think we're going to use Ground Espresso. I know we were using Vintage Photo, but I kind of want to see what Ground Espresso looks like on this. So I am going to slightly tone down that blue sky. And now Cindy has my horse twice. So, just picture. So let's see if we can find some cute stuff. This is some brown lace that I found. Somebody gave to me. And let's put that lace there, and that'll cover up that little bit of that picture behind it that's peeking through. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for that. You're going to get on your sale if you don't forget. Oh, thank you. That would be so. It'll be nice to see names, you know, coming up that I'm familiar with. And like I said, this is going to be my first one. Sometimes people say it takes like 4 times or so before you start really feeling comfortable on it. Like I said, I'm not going to stop selling on Facebook. I just wanted to jump on that train before, I'm always, late to the train station kind of deal, if you know what I mean. It's like, Whatnot's been around for like 4 years, I guess, or 5 years, I don't know. We used to do eBay sales, but this is like a live auction, instead of being eBay, you don't actually see their faces. I mean, they're live auctions too, but they're not publicly, you're not standing there. But we did eBay sales while I was going to school to be a respiratory therapist. So that's how we made extra money while I was going to school. Because there was no way I could work and go to school at the same time, being at the age I was. I graduated college at just when I turned 50. So I was like, no way I was going to be able to work and do it. So I took some of my 401k and I put myself through college without any debt. And, so I didn't come out of college with any student loans whatsoever. So I don't have to worry about paying back student loans. So I like that, and that's cute. And see, that'll be cute on this side too. See how you can see that lace right on the top and around this side as well. So we'll see if that's dry enough to fold yet. We got to fold this back up. And it was naturally folded in a third, kind of like a flip out, like, there's another one, like this one. But I'm not sure if it'll actually get back in that. So it might have to just be folded in half again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it completely dries. No expectations whatsoever am I going to put on myself. So I did, I think this bag looks cute as it is, and I'm going to leave it like this because it is from my local pharmacy, and if she's ever in Merkel and she needs to get medicine, she has the phone number right here. Uh-oh. Yeah, back in the day, people spent a lot. And you know what? The crazy thing about it was things were expensive back then. I mean, believe me, we have a, my husband was into electronics, he was in he's always been in a band, he's always had to have electronics. I love this girl, so we're going to cut her out and put her on this page. And, so we actually have like a $7,000 1 gigabyte hard drive that my husband just had to have. Now you can buy them for $50, well, you can probably get it for $5 now. But no, ours cost us so much money. I am just, you can't, what can you do? That was how much technology was back then, right? And we did sell it on eBay. We didn't get all of our money back, that's for sure. But we had like the original, I think we still have that, the original Apple laptop, that weighs about 20 pounds or more. My daughter used to carry it to school. She thought she was so special because she had a laptop. But we worked at an Apple store, so but, that thing was, it might even be 30 pounds. It was not like a laptop, like nowadays. But she thought she was cool stuff having that. And let's take off the bottom. And then we're going to distress this page, and we're going to put her on it. So I'm just going to take this ground espresso, and I just picked up all of the trash off of my floor and emptied my trash can. And I already see a whole bunch of trash. It's crazy how much trash you collect when you're a junk journaler. Crazy. I mean, do you guys fill up your trash cans like daily when you're journaling? It's of just scraps, and I save most of my scraps. These are just like little pieces of white paper that all I'm doing is dulling this down, and Cindy will be able to journal on this page too if she wants to. But I like that. Let me go ahead and distress her up so you don't see any of the white from me cutting her out. And then I like to dull down my paper after I get it. We all spent money on eBay, I'm telling you. And you know what? Whatnot's kind of addicting, so sometimes you have to get off of that too. It's kind of like Temu, you know. Temu was so addicting. Like, oh, $3. Oh, $2. Oh, next thing you know, you got $50 bill. But I haven't bought anything off of Temu for a while because of the tariffs. You know, it's like, why would I spend $8 to ship something I spent, you know, $1.50 for? So I don't do that anymore. So maybe if they end that, you know, or sometimes you can get a deal on Temu if it's local in the United States already, so you don't have to pay that extra. So, you know what I wanted to do? It's probably too late right now. I was thinking about adding a little bit of this paper behind it. So let me just rip off a little bit of this paper, and we'll see if we can scrunch some of that up behind. I might have to add some more glue to her now. We'll just add a little bit of this crunchy paper behind her just to give her some something. Make her look like she's old from the 1800s. And then my paper that I make, I do seal it with like hairspray. But this is brand new paper that just came out of the oven, so. You can't stand paper. I know. You know what? It's so funny. When I was picking up the stuff today, and I was under my desk, I was remembering, I don't know why my grandmother has been on my mind so much lately, but I can remember my job being a kid, because my grandma was a seamstress. So my job as a kid, when I would go visit her, or she would come and be sewing at our house or whatever, was to get under the, you know, under where she sewed and pick up all the little scraps of things, you know, pick up all the little papers. It's like, why was that my job? So I do love that. I'm just wondering if we want to add, this is like an old men's, and this is what my grandmother used to do. She used to make men's dress shirts from Sears when they first started. And she was famous for her pointed collars. So maybe we'll add this, a little this to it, and put that like a little bit under. Maybe she's the seamstress, you know, that's making this stuff. And we can make that a little tuck spot. I was trying to see if I can just lift her arm up a little bit, just so I can have that under there. And that'll be fun. But yeah, I can just remember picking up all the little threads that my grandma would leave on. She was known for just dropping. I think it's because she worked in like maybe like a warehouse or something, you know, like when, this is way before I was ever even thought of, you know, but maybe they just threw all the stuff off the table. I don't know. But she was a character. She used to smoke non-filter Camel cigarettes, or we would roll them for her. She would like, here, roll me some cigarettes. And we were like 5 years old, 6 years old, and we could roll cigarettes for my grandma. Crazy life. No worry about kids nowadays. Man, we still all survived. I learned how to roll cigarettes at 5. I think this one just needs a little lace on the edge too. We haven't really used a lot of lace though. I will go back and add a little bit of lace here and there, but that'll look cute on both sides. And this is some of my dyed lace that I dye. But yeah, don't you love sometimes just going back and remembering how we survived? I mean, we didn't even have car seats. We didn't even have seat belts. We didn't have any of that stuff. And we survived. We lived. Of course, you know, I will say cars nowadays are not made like they were back in the day. You have a professional scrap picker? Yeah, me too. I was the professional scrap picker. I wonder if I could get a job doing that nowadays. No. Come to your house, pick up your scraps. Now I'd probably be saying, hey, I can use that one. Hey, I can use that scrap. Hey, I can use that. So we're just going to do that. But yeah, when the cars back in the 50s and the 60s and maybe even the early 70s, they were made out of metal. So it wasn't like, you know, when you got a fender bender that you were going to get really that hurt, you know. I mean, people did get hurt, don't get me wrong. There was plenty of people that got hurt. But nowadays, you know, you get like a little tiny tap, you know, and your whole front end of your car is pretty much wiped out, or your back end, and you have to like get it. I got 2 cartons from... You know, we had that little rolling machine. It was so fun to play with, I'm telling you. It was like, she knew what she was doing. She was letting us play, and we were making her cigarettes, so she didn't have to. So I love this little chicken. I love how this page turned out. I don't remember if I distressed her a little bit, so let's just give her a little bit, knock the shine off of her. I probably did do it, but I don't remember doing it. So how's my time? Oh my gosh, 30 minutes already passed by. So we got this page, and I'm thinking of leaving this for her to journal on, or for Carol to add, or Cindy, I mean, to add pictures if she wants to add, you know, her favorite pictures or whatever. So we have this one, and like, here's my horse again, but this one has all the other animals. So maybe, let's see, do I want to do this page, or let's do this page because this has a little tear in it. And maybe we can just go ahead and use these 2 girls again. They're by, because I've already pretty much chopped off. So I'm just going to, one of them's going to lose a hand. I don't know who's going to lose it. Maybe her or her. One of you guys is losing an arm. Let's see who looks the best. I guess we're going to just take part of her off. Sorry, she won't feel it, I promise. As Justin would say, she's not alive until she gets the glue on the paper. Or whatever he would say, something silly like that. And he makes the gnomes. He's like, oh, you're not alive. Not alive yet. But it is kind of weird when you're cutting somebody in half or whatever. Yeah, I remember you can get a pack of cigarettes for 50 cents. No, we're not going to go all the way there and tell all the bad stories about me. But, yeah, my mom would give me $1 for lunch. I would eat for 50 cents, and I would get me a pack of cigarettes for 50 cents. So that's my bad story. But, okay, so let's go ahead and round the corners on this one. If I can find my corner rounder. I didn't get it out. Let's see if this pink one doesn't always work very good, so we'll see if it works today. Nope, see, it does not work. I'm going to have to sharpen that one. But, a lot of people say, and like I said, I'm a I'm a retired respiratory therapist. And even in school, we learned a lot that most of the, this paper just doesn't want to cut. This printer paper that I got is like 20-pound printer paper from Walmart, and sometimes it is just some thin paper. So I'm just gonna do this and see if it will give me at least the corner to cut, and then I can do this. But the filter is what started causing people trouble after the. I'm not saying go out and smoke, but you do you. I smoked up until 1988, and then I quit in 1988. And I quit cold turkey because we bought a new house and I didn't want smoke in the house. So, and then I found out it was too cold to go outside and smoke. So I said, nope, I'm done. So, hi, Penny. How are you? 2 years, Carol. That's awesome. Yeah, it's the hard. It is. They say it's hard to quit. I found it quite easy. I just didn't know what to do with my hands. So I became like a compulsive flosser, you know, like after dinner, you know, all that stuff when you're used to having your cigarette, you know, kind of deal. Or I had to have like like a Tic Tac. I had to have something I could get something out of, you know, like taking it out of the package. But I didn't crave the cigarette. I just craved the action of moving my hands and doing something with them. So that's cute. Let's just kind of make her look, these two girls look like they're been hanging around the bar too long. But my grandma, back to her smoking. She was so cute. She would take it and she put it, and she always had, like I said, she had, like, if she bought a pack, it was Camel non-filters. And she'd always hold her hand under the cigarette, you know, and she'd smoke her cigarette. And then she would have like an ash on the end of her cigarette, maybe about, you know, an inch long. She'd see how long she could get it. And just when it was going to fall, she'd accidentally move her hand. But she did it every single time. She would go, oopsie, I missed. And I think she meant to miss every time. Bless her heart. Okay, so we have this page still. So we can try and find something to put on that. I just knocked something on my dog. It says, tell me a story. Oh, I think this will be really cute here because it has all of this stuff, and this has a little story about me on it. So I think this will be cute on this page, like a little pocket. So let's glue this on. And but yeah, I think everybody has cute stories, you know, that from all of their childhood life or first being married and trying to figure out how to cook your first dinner. I remember my first Thanksgiving dinner. Does anybody remember making their first Thanksgiving dinner? I told my husband at the time, I've been married, you know, twice. Well, I actually married my first husband twice, but we're not going to go into that. But why won't you come out? I told him I would make a Thanksgiving dinner, but I didn't know how to make the stuffing. So I told him we weren't going to have stuffing. And he was okay with it. He just wanted me to make, you know, the turkey and all the fixings and all that good stuff. So I did, and I did my best. Now, I got married 3 days after my 15th birthday, okay? So I was only 15 when I made my first Thanksgiving dinner as a wife. And so we went to I cooked the turkey from the directions, you know, on the package, and I made the mashed potatoes and the green beans, and I don't even remember now, so long ago. But I just remember him carving it because, you know, he was going to be the head of the house, and he was 5 years older than me. And so he carved it, and inside of it was stuffing. And he goes, I thought you didn't know how to make the stuffing. And I go, I didn't make any stuffing. But it was already a pre-stuffed bird, and I didn't know it. And then I didn't even know that you were supposed to take that baggie of stuff out of the other end, and then It was still in the bird after I cooked it. So, well, we didn't die though. It was okay. We lived through it. But but those are the things you can remember, you know, crazy stuff like that. And, so this is, and I must have been, because my son was born on December 7th. So I had to have been, you know, almost 9 months pregnant trying to do this. So that's cute. So now she has that page. And then we have the back of this one to do. And then we're pretty much done with our first signature. Thank goodness, finally. I'm going to leave this for her to journal. So let's find something to put on here. And I don't know why I'm keeping this. But maybe we can just make a pocket with it, because it says farm fresh eggs, and on the back of it it has a chicken. That's cute. So let's cut this down. I'm going to have to cut a lot of it down. Oh, I don't know if I could do the dip and stuff. That's kind of a couple of the. It's big in Texas still. The dip, the snuff, whatever, the spit. Whatever you want to call that stuff. To me, it's just, yeah. But I'm just going to measure over here and see. I was hoping to get most of the barn in. It looks like we're going to get most of it in. But yeah, I think even my grandson-in-law, but I think it's in a little package now. It's not like it's just raw tobacco stuck in your mouth. I think it comes in little tea bags or whatever you want to call them, like that. I don't know. I don't even know how we got on this crazy subject, but yeah. Life is a journey, isn't it? All we can do is just live through it. Try not to let it get to you. Right? And enjoy the ride while we can, right? So I'm just distressing the page, you know, behind it. I could put a stencil on it and really make it really pretty, but you can see the outline of the bird, and I don't want to lose that outline. So I am just kind of following where the chicken is on the other side, so you can actually see that chicken through this paper. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but I can see the image of that bird right here, and she'll be able to see that image. And we're just going to put this pocket over it, and it looks like I might have to just take another smidge off, a smidge, and then we'll just distress this up and we'll glue her on. Yeah, it takes a mighty woman to chew tobacco, I'm telling you. She's tough. That's a tough grandma. Yeah. I do remember my grandpa having a spittoon on his porch, though. I'm not sure if he actually used it or not, but it was there. He lived in Arkansas, so we didn't go see him very often. Go once a year. That looks kind of cute there. So like I said, you can see the chicken head peeking out. Oh, you can see it, Jill? Good. Sometimes you don't know what you can see and what you can't see on the camera. So I'm glad that you could see it. I wasn't making it up. Like I said, the paper I used this last time I bought was pretty thin paper. I didn't realize it was that thin. Look at me almost making a straight line. Look at that. That's probably the straightest line I've ever made. I'm gonna brag about that straight line. Look how straight. You guys all know me. I can't do a straight line. But I did. And now I'm gonna cover it up. But you were all witnesses to it. Look at that. I just saw it on my screen coming up on the replay over here. That's cute. Cute, cute, cute. And then we can add another one of these horses behind it here, because I cut out all the little horses from the bag. And so now we're going to leave this so she can journal, and there's pockets on both sides of this. And this is the last page, and then I'm going to leave the red by itself, and then now we finally made it into the second, and look at that, we only have 10 minutes left, but this will be the last time I show this one on the lives. I'll get this finished up, and so that way Cindy has some stuff that she doesn't see, and that she'll be looking forward to. Let's see if we can fold this horsey in now. I didn't think I was going to be able to get it back in its triangle or its triple fold, but that's really fun. I like that. So let me get my hand, hold this down, and we'll get to working on the second signature. And I love this horse. This is the feed bags that I use. And I was printing out more pictures. So I have hers. I have hers. I have this one. I love her. So we can let's put her and these guys on here. And I am going to cut them out with this. Just because I like this. This just reminds me of the old style pictures when you used to pull them off and you'd have this old style around the picture frame. Or the old Polaroids. So somebody said, Debbie Haskell, she lives in New Hampshire, I think. She's got snow on the ground. They got a whole bunch of dustiness snow. You guys, anybody got snow on your ground? Oh, thank you, Carol. She's doing a great job thinking a straight line. I think it's because I had a little bit of a line to follow. And this one's not going to be straight because it's got those edges. But not bad. Earlier I was carrying hay bales. And when I get off of here, I've got to go muck my horse's area. Because we might get rain next week, maybe. I mean, they say it could be almost 90. Today is like one of the hottest days, the record for November. They said they could beat the record. So if it gets 86, it will be the hottest on record that they have for this area of Texas. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, I'm not really complaining because I really have it warm than cold. I'm not the cold hurts my bones because I have osteoporosis. And anybody that has that knows that the cold is not your friend. But, and I don't have a lot of extra padding like on my derriere area or my legs to keep them warm enough. My belly doesn't get too cold. And my chest doesn't get too cold, but the rest of me gets cold. Your aunt chewed too? Oh my goodness. Yuck. Oh, I love her. This would be me if I lived in that era. I just think that would be me. I had that color hair before it turned all gray. So I'm not going to make a pocket. I'm just going to put this on and we'll distress it. That's why I'm not worrying about the edge yet, because I'm going to distress it on the page. But I hope you guys have liked this journey of me that I've taken on this book. I didn't realize it would really take this long. I mean, we had to start it over, but it really has taken a long time to do because I wanted to put a lot of my love into it. So, but on Monday, we will start a new journal. Not sure yet what theme I'm going to pick yet. But I do need to do a Tweety bird for a friend for Christmas. So I might pick that. That's cute on there. Just like I said, I'm just knocking off any shine on this paper. Just to make her look like she's been around for 100 years. No. You don't fare well in the cold either. Yeah. Yeah, osteoporosis is definitely not a friend of the cold. That is for sure. Carol, I'm going to send you a picture of what I've been taking for my osteoporosis, and I've actually gained back 2 whole numbers on my bone density, and it's all natural product. And I don't get any money for selling it, so, I mean, I don't sell it, so. But it's worked for me, and I think if it's worked for me, it'll work for anybody. I know I had a whole bunch of new pictures. Okay. Let's put, I do want to, let's do the center real quick because I want you guys to see what we're going to put in the center of this one. So I haven't decided if I want to put this or the blue. I think, which one did we use for the center of this one? Where is the center? Okay, so we did use the blue. So let's not use the blue. Let's use this one. And we're going to cut around it just like we did on the other one with these cute scissors. Let's try this one. And then our time will be up for today, and then the rest of it, Cindy will be surprised when she sees it. And I hope everybody has a fun weekend this weekend, and you guys are getting to do something really cool or fun, even if it's just setting up, getting ready for Thanksgiving or setting up your Christmas early. My daughter's got her house almost already decorated for Christmas because they're going away for Thanksgiving and they're going away for Christmas, so she wanted to have some of the Christmas in her house, you know. So I usually decorate my Christmas the day after Thanksgiving. So we're just going to put that, and we'll just dress that all up. We'll use this. Like I said, I'll keep working on this, and it will be ready to go. But we'll start something new on Monday. And I will be moving these videos over to YouTube just because Facebook takes them down after 30 days. So if you missed one of the series of making it, you can check it out on there. So that looks good. And I don't think I'm going to make it a pocket. I'm just going to just going to glue it down. So let me pull this tight. Add another knot, and I'm going to leave it down because I might hang a dangle down off of it. If I don't, then I'll trim it off, but I'm going to leave it down like that. So let's get our glue. You start the day after Thanksgiving too? Yeah, me too. Me too. And I have been known to take down, now this is only if I had a real tree, but I've been known to take it down on Christmas Day because I was afraid it was going to catch the house on fire. But I have a pencil tree that I use now, and it fits perfect in between my kitchen and like the living room. We have kind of like an open concept in a way, but there's a tiny little wall there, and so it fits perfect in that little spot. All right, so that looks good on there. So we've seen what we did with both centers. I'm just going to, like I said, distress this, and I'm probably gonna hang like a little cowboy boot or just something off of the edge here. I had a cowboy hat somewhere, but when I went to go look for it last time, I couldn't find it. So I will. You have a good weekend too, Jean. And don't forget, at 3 o'clock on Whatnot, if everybody has that app, you don't have to buy anything if you just want to come and say hi. So it looks like I have people. No. I might just be on there all by myself. No. But so this is what we did today. And then, like I said, I will be finishing it up. And it will go to its new home. So let me bring you guys back up and I can say goodbye to everybody. And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. And if anybody comes over and muck a stall, come on over and help me muck the stall. No. But I'll send you the cow patties. No extra charge. No. But everybody have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And I will see you either Sunday or Monday at 2 o'clock. Bye-bye. Thank you for crafting with Nani. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.